Reeves Immigration Law Group now brings you Immigration Law on Your Side.
Magandang gabi mga kababayan. Welcome back to another Immigration Law on Your Side episode from PHLV Radio and of course ating mga kaibigan from Reeves Immigration Law Group. Mga kaibigan, din natin patatagalin pa ang intro natin dahil napakarami pong mga updates at marang pangyayari hinggil sa immigration. And today we'll be talking about the presidential proclamation suspending entry of immigrants and non-immigrants who present risk to the U.S. labor market during the economic recovery hatid po naman ng COVID-19. At syempre, yung inyong tinatanong at napanood nyo na sa PHLV Radio na in-update ni Attorney FJ Diza ang Supreme Court decision on Daca. And kumustahin na rin natin ang mga reopening at iba pang mga updates mula sa immigration. Kasama na naman po natin ang ating kaibigan si Attorney FJ Diza, partner at Reeves Immigration Law Group. Magandang gabi po sa iyo, Attorney Diza.
Magandang gabi, Johan, at sa lahat ng viewers and listeners natin, magandang gabi. Marami po tayong mapag-usapan ngayon at nabanggit mo at maraming mga updates sa immigration. Hindi po tayo nauubusan ng balita ng US immigration at ating pag-uusapan ngayong gabi.
Okay. So, Attorney, on the past episodes, napag-usapan natin itong suspension of immigration and we were thinking na merong magkakaroon nga ng update ngayong buwan ng Hunyo. At eto na nga tayo, may malaking balita ngayong linggo. Attorney, ma-update natin ang mga kaibigan natin about the presidential proclamation. Itong Proclamation 10014, originally issued on April 22nd and on June 22nd, nagkaroon ng extension. Attorney, ma-update po natin ang ating mga kaibigan at kung ano po itong Proclamation 10014.
Yes, kung naalala po ninyo, ang Pangulong Trump ay nag-issue ng proclamation noong April, valid for 60 days, suspend yung mga pagdating ng mga immigrants dito, kasama dyan ng family-based and employment-based. At sabi natin na titingnan natin kung extend niya to, i-terminate niya, but then in-extend po niya hanggang December 31. So just a recap doon sa unang proclamation po niya noong April, sinuspend niya ang pagdating ng mga immigrants dito, kagaya ng petition sa magulang, kagaya ng pagpetition sa mga kapatid, sa mga anak na nag-age out, or even petition for spouse kung nagpe-petition lang po ay lawful permanent residents. Lahat po yan ay suspended until June 23, pero extend po yan hanggang December 31. At ang exempted lang po dito ay yung mga asawa or anak po ng, asawa ay US citizen or ang pinipetition ay minor child na anak. Kasama din sa mga exempted po dito ay yung mga, nagtatrabaho nasa medical field, or coming here to work on the medical profession, isa sa mga exempted dyan. But nabanggit nga natin, ang inihintay natin na sana i-terminate po ni Pangulo, ang ginawa po niya, in-extend po niya at dinagdagan pa ulit. Dinagdagan hindi lang po mga immigrants, kundi po kasama dyan ang mga employment-based non-immigrant visa.
So nadagdagan pa at pinahaba at nadagdagan pa ng mga categories na affected. So, Attorney, dati na pag-uusapan natin ang affected nito ay yung mga immigrant petitions. Ngayon ay may non-immigrant petitions na. Anong mga non-immigrant visas, Attorney, ang affected dito?
Yeah, marami po dyan. At sa mga kababayan natin, marami nag-a-avail dito. Yung napag-usapan po natin, yung H-1B visa. Ito po yung mga professional temporary professional workers, yung mga accountants, engineers, doctors, lawyers, teachers for 3 years to, and then basically nag-open lang siya ng April and they're supposed to be coming here now by October para i-start yung kanilang 3 years. But if they were not able to obtain their visa before June 22, then they are, unlucky to be able to come here. So, iyan ang unang-una, yung mga H-1B professionals. Kasama din po dyan yung H-2B. Ito yung mga non-agricultural workers, na temporary workers din, kagaya ng workers sa hotels, mga resorts. But as of today, I think ang H-2B are still suspended sa Pilipinas. Pero marami dyan ang affected. Kuya yung mga J-1, J-1 exchange visitor. Ito yung mga pumapasok dito para magtrabaho bilang teachers or bilang mga employees din ng mga tawag nito mga hotels at mga resorts, at mga teachers, yung mga J1 visa. Kasama din dito yung mga L1 intra-corporate transfer. Ito yung halimbawa managerial position po kayo sa Pilipinas at ang company po ninyo ay meron pong business dito sa US and you're coming here to the US to train your employees here. Yun ang tinatawag na L1 visa, affected din po kayo. So yung mga yan, hindi lang po yung mga principal applicants at kasama po dyan yung kanilang mga derivative beneficiaries, basically yung kanilang asawa, at mga anak who are below 21. So kung nasa kategorya po kayo ng mga non-immigrant visas na nabanggit natin, unfortunately kung hindi pa kayo na-issue ng visa, hindi po kayo makakarating dito until after December 31 of this year.
Mhm. So, on previous episodes, napag-usapan natin yung changes sa H-1B. So, nagkaroon na sila ng changes on how to apply and medyo na-discarril pa sila ngayon. Hindi sila...
Totoo yan, Kuya. Kung hindi nila tanggap yung kanilang H-1B visa before June 22, then unfortunately hindi po nila makakapasok pa sa US.
Mhm. And of course, this only applies for those who are outside of the United States, Attorney?
That's really a very good question na emphasize natin sa mga kababayan natin because marami rin sa mga kanila na nasa US na on a different visa. Let's say nasa tourist visa sila or nasa H-1B visa at nag-file lang sila ng extension recently at hindi pa nila nakuha yung approval or decision, they are not affected. So emphasize lang po natin na yung mga affected po dito are people who are outside the US. So kung nandito po kayo sa US at naghihintay po ng decision ng inyong change of status to either of those we mentioned, either as an H-1B, H-2B, J-1, L-1, hindi po kayo affected. Hintayin po yung decision. So kung na-approve po kayo, you are free to remain here and stay here during the duration na binigay po sa inyo.
Mhm. Thank you very much, Attorney, sa paglilinaw na yan dahil nang lumabas po nga itong proclamation na ito ay inulan ng tawag ang PHLV Radio at nagtatanong sila ay paano daw po yung kanilang mga hinihintay within the United States. So hindi nga pala sila affected. So, Attorney, with this development, this extends up to the end of the year. This is, well, of course, we know that this is related to the economic recovery of the United States sa pandemyang ito. Marami ang natatakot na baka humaba ito habang humahaba din ang epekto ng pandemya.
That's true, Kuya Yo. If you're going to read carefully yung bagong proclamation ng Pangulong Trump, sinasabi niya that they can revisit this proclamation within 60 days in consultation with different agencies kagaya ng Department of Homeland Security and Department of State and Department of Labor. Either they can, kaya sa mga kababayan nating nakikinig at nanonood, hindi po kayo dapat mawalan ng pag-asa. We still encourage you to continue processing your cases if they are pending, lalo na sa mga family-based na naghintay ng 12 years, 20 years, at tinatawag na po kayo ng National Visa Center para i-process. Kasi, di ba, naging current na yung priority date and there are certain steps na gagawin po ninyo bago kayo mapadala sa embassy for interview. So, we strongly recommend na i-process pa rin yan. Huwag po kayo mawalan ng gana o mawalan ng pag-asa dahil kung tutusin mo na, lalo na yung mga immigrant visa, ang processing time nyo will take about 6 months to a year anyway. At plus, even without this proclamation, ang embassy worldwide pa ay closed pa. So, hindi rin ma-process technically. So, don't be disappointed. It's just part of the process and part of Trump's campaign to limit immigration. They are taking advantage of the situation right now and filing all these proclamations to limit immigration because of the pandemic. But as of now, kahit sabi natin nandyan yan o wala, talaga pong hindi pa rin pa kayo makakarating dito dahil sarado pa ho ang ating embassy.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Alam ko, pag-uusapan po natin later, Attorney, ang updates regarding the offices. But nabanggit nyo na rin, ito po bang ating mga embassies worldwide ay nakasara pa nga, especially sa Philippines, Attorney?
Yes, they are still closed, Kuya Yo, and Manila is still under general quarantine. They are still, ang kanilang services are for emergency lang. especially catering for US citizens in the Philippines. At siyempre may iba pa dyan, pero basically they don't respond to the email, they don't answer the phones unless it's really urgent or for inquiries about the
Mhm. Okay. And mamaya mga kaibigan, pag-usapan pa rin natin ang mga sitwasyon naman ng mga offices here in the United States, especially here in Las Vegas. Some of you have contacted the radio station and you wanted to find out if USCIS is continuing these particular services. We'll talk about that later on. In the meantime, Attorney, on this proclamation, are there any other things that you'd like the public to know?
Yes, as I said, don't be discouraged, lalo na sa kanyo po. Siyempre malungkot yan, lalo na yung mga naghihintay na lang sana ng interview. At marami tayong mga tawag, marami tayong mga emails from our clients saying that, they were scheduled for interview, but for the pandemic, na-postpone yan or na-kompleto na nila yung mga applications a long time ago. My recommendation is that either, of course, be patient. Also, you need to consult an immigration attorney to whether or not you would like to proceed with the process, lalo na po kung mag-reopen na ang embassy, lalo na po kung sa tingin ninyo kasama po kayo doon sa exception. Ano po ba yung exception? Halimbawa, we mentioned in our past episodes, na nasa medical field po kayo or nurse po kayo or medical doctors or any of those working in the medical fields na pwede nating isama doon sa exception why you need to be issued a US visa. So, yun po ang titignan nyo, or titignan din po ninyo yung anak po ninyong kasama sa mga applications, and sila po ay magpo-21 na. Kasi under the law, if your child or children will be turning 21 or be 21 at the time of the issuance of visa, hindi na po sila eligible because we call them nag-age out na sila and they're no longer eligible to be called as derivative. Of course, may mga exemption po dyan under the Child Status Protection Act. But if you think that your child or children is on the, will age out because of the suspension, you need to consult an immigration attorney right away.
Mm-hmm. So mga kababayan, tumawag lamang po sa ating mga kaibigan from Reeves Immigration Law Group. Their number is 1-800-795-8009. They have offices here at Los Angeles area, San Francisco area. Not just sa Pilipinas, meron din sa Makati and then sa China. So itong proclamation na ito mga kababayan is, if correct me if I'm wrong, attorney, it really intended to help the U.S. labor market recover from the effects of the pandemic, and that's why the non-immigrant visas that are affected ay yung mga H-1B, J, L, yung mga nagtatanong attorney regarding, gusto naming maging turista, pumunta kami ng Amerika, ganyan. Hindi sila apektado, ano?
Hindi sila apektado. Actually, yung mga, even student visas and yung mga student visas or tourist visas, they're not affected. These are only people, as you mentioned, in order for apparently for the government to say na, help the American citizens, to get employment, essentially because there are more than 40 million unemployed because of the pandemic. So parang sinasabi po ng administration is that priority muna natin ang US citizen. Although a lot of immigration advocates says, kailangan natin ang mga specialized knowledge and skills, lalo na sa Bay Area where the Silicon Valley is, na kailangan natin ng mga ITs because the US market is unable to, provide the necessary workforce. Aside from the tech companies, or industries, yung mga agricultural workers din kulang din tayo, right? So yun yung, there's always two sides of the story, and bilang immigration advocate ay, of course, alam niyo kung saan tayo lulugar. But as we mentioned sa mga kliyente natin, madadaanan din natin ito at this is only a temporary bump, and hopefully a lot of immigration advocates then isa pa yan sa mga dahilan, aside from 6 months lang yan or until December lang yan, and baka naman pag-usapan pa ulit ng gobyerno kung extend yan or baka i-suspend na or balik na sa dati or i-open na yan, or aside from that, I mean, there's always immigration advocates who will go to court who think they are greatly affected because of the suspension or because of this proclamation, and they go to court and see what the court say. If the court says now this is illegal, right, or unconstitutional, then the government is forced to open again these immigrant and non-immigrant visas to the United States.
Mhm. All right. So mga kababayan, kaya magaling pong dapat po kayo nakikinig palagi sa immigration law on your side para po malaman nyo ang mga updates at this is a very fluid situation as Attorney Diza said. I-review ito, hindi natin alam kung itutuloy, atras. So makinig lamang po at manood sa immigration law on your side and also head over to the website of Reeves Immigration Law Group. That's www.rreeves.com and then sa kanilang Facebook page din po at sa Facebook page po ni Attorney FJ Diza, FJ Diza, U.S. Immigration Attorney. So hanapin po yan para malaman nyo po ang mga latest updates. Mga kaibigan, kalahati pala ng programa ito. Pag-uusapan po natin ang latest information naman tungkol sa Daca. Una nang na-share ng PHLV Radio sa ating Facebook page ang notes po galing kay Attorney Diza about the recent decision ng Supreme Court about Daca. Pag-usapan po natin yan sa pagbabalik po ng Immigration Law on Your Side.
Reeves Immigration Law Group has been representing immigrants for nearly 40 years. Reeves Immigration Law Group has been fighting for its clients through experience and expertise. With immigration lawyers you can access at reasonable fees, even on Saturday. Payment plans are also available. Call us for your immigration solutions. We can do worldwide telephone and Skype consultations. Reeves Immigration Law Group, 1-800-795-8009. Reeves Immigration Law Group has offices in Los Angeles, San Francisco, China, and Philippines. See us at www.rreeves.com. Reeves Immigration Law Group, 1-800-795-8009.
Mga kababayan, welcome back to Immigration Law on Your Side, brought to you by Reeves Immigration Law Group. Again, their website is www.rreeves.com and their phone number, you can call them up at 1-800-795-8009. Bago po tayo nag-break, ay napag-usapan natin na ang updates regarding dito sa suspension of certain immigration components, so to speak, mga visas na suspended as of right now. Abangan po ang mga updates niyan dito sa PHLV Radio at po sa atin ng Reeves Immigration Law Group. Pero kamakailan po lamang nagkaroon ng desisyon ang Supreme Court regarding Daca. At malaman po natin kay Attorney Diza, kasama po natin para sa ating mga late tuners, kasama natin si Attorney FJ Diza, partner at Reeves Immigration Law Group. Attorney, ma-update po natin ang ating mga listeners and viewers regarding the latest situation ng Daca.
Yes, finally, the Supreme Court has decided in June 18 of this year, no, na saying that the termination ng administrasyon ng Daca in 2017 is illegal, and that the government should observe the proper procedure in terminating the Daca. So essentially, it's a 5-4 decision, 5 in favor of upholding the validity ng Daca na pinasa ni Pangulong Obama in 2007, that gives almost 1 million of undocumented young immigrants a deferment of their deportation and give them like 2 years valid work authorization so that they are able to work, they're able to go to school or join the military. So nung tinerminate po ni Pangulong Trump noong 2017, yung mga new applicants hindi na pwede mag-file, but people went to court and there were some injunctions saying that government stopped implementing the termination. So people are still able to renew yung kanilang DACA and work authorization for 2 years. Na finally, nung June 18 nga, nagkaroon na ng decision, and that's really a very good news sa mga DACA recipients and to the immigration community kasi na-uphold ng validity ng DACA and continue to apply yung deferred action for childhood arrivals para sa kanila para ma-extend at makapagtrabaho at makapag-aral.
Now they can renew. And how about, attorney, yung mga first-time applicants? Are they able to do that now?
Yes, that's really a very good question, Kuya Yo, dahil after nung termination ng DACA nung September of 2017, hindi na sila pwede mag-apply. As we said, people who brought here before 2007, lalo na kung 1 year old sila or 2 years old at that time, right? Hindi pa sila pwedeng eligible mag-apply because there is a certain age requirement, ano? Kailangan maging 16 years old ka bago ka makapag-apply. So then, yung mga kasi 16 lang nung 2017, they were not able to apply because of the presidential proclamation ending Daca. So ngayon, pwede na po sila take advantage of it, although there is always that risk, no, na that people would say, oh, baka, i-terminate na ng Pangulo anytime soon. Pero habang wala pang termination, I strongly encourage lalo na sa mga wala pang DACA or mas malaki po ang advantage po sa inyo kung meron po kayong DACA dahil meron kayong work permit, makakuha po kayo ng social security and you're able to obtain a work that you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, marami po nagtanong sa atin dito, attorney, sa radio station asking that, okay, now that there's a decision like this, ang DACA ba ay pang forever na ito or this is a temporary thing?
Yeah, it's still a temporary because if you're going to look at the decision ng Supreme Court, it's hindi yan 100% na advantageous sa mga DACA recipients, Kuya Yo. Kundi sinasabi lang ng Supreme Court is that the government did not observe the proper procedure in terminating the DACA. Para kasing this is a presidential decree ng Pangulong Obama who benefited or a lot of young immigrants. Nag-rely sila doon sa programang yon, nakakuha ng work authorization, bumili ng bahay, join the military, establish a family. May reliance eh. Tapos bigla mong i-terminate na walang programa kung paano ito sosolbahin yung kanilang status ngayon. And I think that's where the Supreme Court came in and say, look, you need to put something dito sa mga nag-rely at mag-apply ng nagkakuha ng DACA. Ano mangyayari sa kanila after that? Is there any program from the government, that would help them, a transition from being in a status as DACA to, being out of status or being subjected to deportation? So yun ang kulang. That's why after the Supreme Court decision, if you following President Trump's tweet, ilang beses sinabi na we will fix this, we will issue again, a proclamation. This time, sabi niya, he would observe the proper procedure in legally terminating DACA. So, sa tanong mo, Kuya Yo, it's not a proper fix. Take advantage now. You need to apply if you have not done so in the past. And you need to renew kung hindi pa kayo nagre-renew. It's better than, baka biglang magkaroon na naman ng executive order or proclamation terminating DACA and you lose that opportunity to file.
Mm-hmm. Marami sa mga DACA recipients, attorney, those who currently have DACA right now, marami silang mga tanong. Of course, this is a situation that's changing almost every few months. Isa sa mga tanong nila, attorney, is kung magta-travel sila outside of the United States, apektado ba ito, attorney? Can they file for some sort of an advance parole or something so they can travel normally?
Yes, the Obama DACA proclamation allows not only the application for work authorization that's valid for 2 years, but also extends dun sa tinatawag nating advance parole, meaning that if you are on DACA status for 2 years, binibigyan din po sila ng additional ng 2 years to travel out of the US. Mm-hmm. That's the purpose of advance parole, meaning nasa status ka na despite the fact that you overstay here, right, and able to work here, and once you are given the DACA, nagbibigay din sila at nag-issue din sila ng advance parole before the termination. So, yung mga kababayan natin, tama yung sabi, marami nagtatanong, lalo na kung matagal na silang hindi nakita ang kanilang family, parents or grandparents or siblings outside the US. We also encourage, personally sa akin bilang abogado, sabi ko, there's nothing to lose except the money, right, in the professional fee. If you hire an attorney to file for your advance parole, total nasa system na kayo eh. So, yung risk na sinasabi ng marami na, I don't want to apply a DACA for my children because, the government knows where they are, and once this is denied or once it is terminated, the government could easily find him. But people who already on a DACA status and try to apply for an advance parole, especially for emergency, and they really wanted to travel outside the US, I would encourage them to do so, right? Because as we said, Obama Daca was reinstated by the US Supreme Court on their decision on the June 18 decision.
Mhm. Kaya mga kaibigan, if you have additional questions about DACA, wag po kayo magatubiling padala dito sa Immigration Law on your side. You can send it over at info@phlvradio.com and also sa website ng ating mga kaibigan from Reeves Immigration Law Group. O hindi kayo padala kay Attorney Flomi Javier Diza at para masagot po ang inyong mga katanungan. And really, over the past few weeks, napakaraming mga developments in terms of immigration. At mamaya mga kaibigan, may pag-uusapan pa tayo regarding this Court of Appeals decision on expedited removal. Isa sa mga itinatanong nyo din yan. At itatanong din natin kay Attorney Diza. In the meantime, ituloy natin, Attorney, not unless you still have other things to say about DACA before we go to the updates, Attorney.
Yeah, just take advantage now. As we counseled in the past, we reiterate na people whose DACA is expiring or about to expire, renew now. People who have not applied for DACA because they fear na, I'm putting myself at risk, placing my information in the government system. If you're not a criminal or no prior removal order, if you're a young kid, just trying to leave and go to school and hopefully find a job, do it. Try it because you'll be able to get a social security. You're able to travel. You're able to have a driver's license, so walang restrictions. Those are the advantages of having a status in the U.S. So having said that, we reiterate our position for our DACA clients and applicants to keep filing and keep renewing your applications.
All right. Okay, so mga kababayan, pag-usapan natin ngayon. We'll talk about the updates on the offices, the immigration courts, and we already touched briefly about the embassies abroad. How are we doing, Attorney, in terms of our offices here in the United States, our courts and our USCIS offices? Are they open already?
Yes, before I answer your question, Kuya Yo, ang office po namin ng Reeves Immigration Law Group, we are still on partial reopening, right? So hindi pa full staff namin ay nagre-report sa opisina. We have capacity 40 to 50% ng aming workforce ay pumapasok and the rest, kagaya ko ngayon nasa bahay, right? Nasa Las Vegas, nasa bahay and working from home, working remotely, but we take care of your cases from our homes. We want to contribute para po ma-flatten natin yung curve kasi as of now, dumadami pa rin ang mga affected, dito sa pandemic na to. We want to be a part of the solution. So, on top of that, ang mga offices din ng USCIS at even immigration courts, isayin natin yung USCIS have started reopening in June 4. Pero inuuna po nila muna yung mga na-approve na yung citizenship. So yung mga nag-apply po ng naturalization or citizenship at kayo po yung na-approve before the lockdown or shelter in place, hintayin po niyo yung oath-taking. We already received many oath-taking notices, ceremonies for our clients. And I think they also observe yung social distancing and recommended ng CDC na hindi madami ang mga pumapasok. Kumbaga, yung mga pagpasok doon, don't arrive to the USCIS 15 minutes, dapat 15 minutes before your appointment. Bring your own ball pen or pens. What else? You're subjected to like series of health questions, like have you traveled outside the US or outstate? Do you have any fever for the last 14 days? Yung mga ganong tanong, So basically, they nag-reopen na sila. So yung mga nag-apply ng naturalization and green card through marriage or through family base, hindi pa yan ang priority. So most likely pending pa yan, but at least meron. Pero yung mga applications po, kagaya ng pag-file ng petition sa mga anak, sa mga magulang, sa asawa, at saka sa even employment-based, Kuya Yo, bukas naman ang USCIS. So it's just, there's a processing time anyway. Ang gradual reopening lang nila ay yung mga in-house, in-person rather, face-to-face with the applicants and the attorneys. So yun yung mga updates nila ngayon sa USCIS. In fact, they also allow attorneys to appear telephonically or via telephone or via hopefully video camera But for now, I think they allow yung sa telepono. But wala pa tayong natatanggap na mga interview appointments when it comes to family petitions or employment petitions or even citizenship. As far as the immigration courts, in-extend, karamihan ng mga immigration courts po, yung mga non-detained, ibig sabihin yung mga may mga removal cases na nasa labas, ibig sabihin hindi sila nakakulong, ay restart nila ulit ang reopening ng July 10th. So, we are only July 24th ngayon, so about 2 weeks pa bago sila magre-reopen. When it comes to the U.S. embassies worldwide, wala pa yata magbubukas. Kasama dyan po ang U.S. Embassy sa Manila. So hindi pa yan bukas. Once ang advisory po ng U.S. Embassy, pag nag-reopen po ang mga embassies, lalo na yung mga may naka-pending schedule noon o na-scheduled na, they have to go to the website ng embassy para po, mag-schedule, hingi ng schedule. But remember, ito lang po, available once the embassies are open. As of now, hindi pa ho open.
Mhm. Okay, so mga kaibigan, once again, abangan po ang mga updates na yan dito sa PHLV Radio. Yung mga dito sa Las Vegas, kita nyo naman si Attorney kahit nasa Bay Area, napakagandang Las Vegas background. Yan, maraming salamat, Attorney. Anyway, mga kababayan, we still have other issues to talk about today on immigration law on your side. Recently lang mga kaibigan, nagkaroon ng decision ang Court of Appeals about the expedited removal. Attorney, mabigyan po natin ng update ang ating mga kababayan regarding this decision.
Well, itong expedited removal hindi po ito bago. As early as 1996, pinasa na po ito ng Kongreso to expeditedly remove people in the United States. Ibig sabihin, pag wala kang maipagkayan na pumasok dito on a tourist visa at pagdating sa airport, nakita nila that they have committed fraud in the past, like working under the table, yung mga previous visits nila dito, or nakita sa luggage o sa kanilang cellphones that there are work, waiting for them in the US, and then that's not consistent with the what do you call this, what the visa. So they're coming here for pleasure and to visit, but USCIS or the immigration of the airport, the CBP, found out that they are coming here to work. So yun pwede silang pabalikin, turn around kaagad at ipadadala, i-fly back sila kaagad sa kanilang home country. So that's what also we call expedited removal. But itong pag-usapan natin ngayon, Kuya Yo, ay in-expand ho ito ni Pangulong Trump nung last year, where it says na hindi lang yung makagaya ng mga pagpasok o yung mga within the radius of certain kilometers, but now ang sinasabi nila is if you're here for less than 2 years sa Amerika at wala kang maipakita that you've been here more than that, pwede ka nilang ilagay sa detention at i-deport kaagad. Yun yung expedited para mapabilis. Hindi na, kasi kagaya ngayon na pag nahuli ka, di ba? And then you can say that I invoke my right to be represented by an attorney and represent or defend myself with the immigration court. And of course, you can always find a relief like asylum, or you get married, or your petition from your family members is available, then you can have that relief in court. But now, ang expedited removal is saying that yes, you cannot, the government can do expedited remove you if the applicant could not prove that they have been in the country for more than 2 years.
Mm-hmm. So I remember we talked about this in previous episodes nga, Attorney, and then etong lumabas itong decision na ito fairly recently that the administration could move forward with expanding a procedure for quickly deporting undocumented immigrants despite a lawsuit against the program. So again, this is another fluid situation, mga kababayan. Abangan lang sa PHLV Radio ang mga updates dito. So go ahead, Attorney.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but this is only Circuit Court Appeals, so most likely the petitioners would further appeal this case to the U.S. Supreme Court. So it's not that we are, informing the public. We're not scaring you. We're informing you that there is this decision that we need to look to see and how we help people like in your situation and avoid, being expeditedly removed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So mga kababayan, marami tayong napag-usapan ngayon ng araw na ito. And for those late tuners, mga kaibigan, napag-usapan natin kanina ang updates regarding Daca. And of course, on top of the program, mga kaibigan, napag-usapan natin itong extension ng suspension of many immigration benefits, including na ngayon ang mga non-immigrant visas. So mga kababayan, after this program, this will be available here on Facebook and also on the Amazon Fire TV channel of PHLV Radio. You can just view that again and watch the program at your convenience. And also on demand on our PHLV Radio podcast, we are now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or iTunes before. And we are now also available on iHeartRadio and TuneIn and so many platforms so you can listen to immigration law on your side. Attorney, before we go, we'd like to give you the opportunity to invite our audience, our listeners, and the clients of Reeves Immigration Law Group kung ano po ang iba pang mga information na gusto nyo maipaabot sa kanila.
Yes, maraming salamat Kuya Yo at sa lahat ng viewers and listeners natin to continue patronizing our program, Immigration Law on Your Side, at lahat po ng programa ng PHLV Radio. Ang Reeves Immigration Law Group po ay consists of several attorneys and several offices. Most of our attorneys and the partners, associate attorneys, are immigration law specialists. At this time, pandemic, lockdown, shelter in place, our firm offers free legal consultation po. We don't allow clients to come to the office yet. We do offer free telephone, Zoom, televideo, Skype, Messenger, whatever you prefer, para po sa immigration needs po ninyo. You will be talking to an immigration attorney specialist to guide you the proper way to apply a certain applications or relief. Don't worry, we maintain our attorney-client confidentiality. We are very particular of that. We don't discuss your case to anyone else but yourself and your immediate family whom you authorize to discuss your case. And again, ang immigration law ay very exciting at may mga good news, may mga not so good news, but still it's very important to be informed para po alam natin kung ano po ang tatahakin po natin tamang paraan, tamang proseso para po hindi po tayo gagastos na mas malaki kung mali po ang in-apply ninyo. Having said that, Kuya, maraming salamat ulit at sana po patuloy po tayong taong ito makarecover dito sa pandemic at babalik na po tayo sa normal suit. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Attorney Diza, and our regards to all the staff of Reeves Immigration Law Group out there at the LA area and San Francisco area. Maging nandyan po naman mga kaibigan sa Makati and also sa China. Alright, so sa susunod pong immigration law on your side, I'm sure, katulad yan ang sinabi ni Attorney, it's very exciting. So abangan po ang aming susunod na programa dito sa immigration law on your side. Galing po sa PHLV Radio Studio from Las Vegas. Ito po si Kuya Yo, kasama si Attorney FJ Diza ng Reeves Immigration Law Group. Hanggang sa susunod po. We'll see you next time.
Reeves Immigration Law Group has been representing immigrants for nearly 40 years. Reeves Immigration Law Group has been fighting for its clients through experience and expertise. With immigration lawyers you can access at reasonable fees, even on Saturday. Payment plans are also available. Call us for your immigration solutions. We can do worldwide telephone and Skype consultations. Reeves Immigration Law Group, 1-800-795-8009. Reeves Immigration Law Group has offices in Los Angeles, San Francisco, China, and Philippines. See us at www.rreeves.com. Reeves Immigration Law Group, 1-800-795-8009.